Now, students of politics, have you heard Republicans talking on and on about crime? Did you know that crime is actually higher in red areas of the country than in the blue? Well, that's just how it is. Do you know why crime is higher in the red areas?
I know.
Okay, Julie Donkey, why is crime higher in the red areas?
Because Republicans are really immoral.
No, Julie, Republicans are almost as moral as Democrats. Anyone else?
How do you know that crime is higher in red areas?
Well, Dumbo, just look at this chart. Murder rates are up in red states, not blue states. The crime rate in those red states are much higher than in blue states. Do any of you know why? Is it because Republicans always have weaker economies than Democrats? Meaning that red states are poor, and that usually leads to more crime. Well, Johnny Donkey is on the right track. It is true, Republicans have worse economies than Democrats. But being poor doesn't turn anyone into a murderer or cause an uptick in violent crime. As I said, Johnny is on the right track, but is not just because red states have worse economies. However, it has a lot to do with the reasons that Republicans have worse economies. Republicans try to give all the nation's wealth to those on the top, to the rich, and hope that it somehow trickles down to everyone else, but it never does. Republicans cut programs that help those in need. Also, they can give huge tax cuts to the wealthy. This means that those Republican politicians are defunding the police by not providing enough funds to adequately protect the public.
I thought it was the Democrats who wanted to defund the police.
No, that was never something that the Democratic Party was promoting. Some black activists who may or may not have been Democrats wanted to stop funding the police departments that were wrongly targeting and killing innocent African Americans. In other words, they didn't want their money going to be used to kill them. They wanted to fund the police who would do their job.
I told Dumbo that wasn't a Democratic plan, but aren't these Republicans being hypocrites for trashing Democrats while doing the very thing that they accuse the Democrats of doing?
Republicans aren't thinking of it as defunding the police when they underfund them, but the effect is the same. Most of these Republican politicians are also businessmen who know that to succeed at business, one must spend money, and the more the better. The trouble is, when they got into politics, they forgot that truth. All they can think about is giving the wealth to those who already have more money than they know how to spend. This is why crime is higher in red areas. Democrats give more money to their police departments to do the job. This is the same reason the Republicans have weaker economies. They are too concerned with keeping the rich happy than in helping the rest of Americans. You see, Democrats recognize that if we were to give away $1 trillion, it would go further by dividing it among all the poor and the middle class. For the poor and the middle class would spend that money immediately, all of it. The wealthy, on the other hand, would hoard most of that money. If Republicans were thinking straight, they would realize that by funneling the money first through the poor and the middle class Americans, it would end up in the hands of the rich, for they own the businesses that the money's been spent at. That stimulus would create jobs and taxes that would repay the money. However, Republicans have run up the national debt so that they could give more money to the wealthy. Remember, there was no national debt before Ronald Reagan. Republicans have been saying that they want to cut Social Security and Medicaid care so that they can give bigger tax cuts to the rich. They say that's what they want to do if they can win. Do you realize that many on Social Security live on less than $10,000 a year. That's less than $1,000 a month. These Republicans want to take from them and give to their millionaire and billionaire friends. Republican politicians in those red states turned down stimulus money because they wanted to hurt a Democratic president. That is the cause for higher poverty in those red states. We know that poverty can be a big motivator in criminal acts. Then you have these Republicans who in those areas are the largest consumers of hate radio. And the lies that come from such as Fox, Newsmax, and OAN, such propagandist hate broadcasts promote anger in the hearts of those who consume that garbage. Angry people are more likely to commit stupid crimes of passion. I know that some just don't want to accept the fact that crime is highest in red areas. But to deny that fact is like denying the fact that the world is round. Then again, some still think the earth is flat.
What? When did the earth stop being flat?